What's up, fellow collectors? Welcome back to the M.I.B. Master Toy Museum. I'll be your curator today. Guys, we are staring at a bunch of random figures from our museum collection. But make no mistake, all of these figures tie into what we want to discuss today. We want to talk about, because we're getting real close to Christmas. You know, Christmas season is right around the corner, guys. And we always want to talk about our wish list, things that we want, and even being a museum curator and an adult at this point, I still have a wish list. I still have things that I really want by way of toys. And I have a Mego wish list. Things that I would love to see Mego add to their toy line. I'd like to see Mego create these figures. And you're looking at this, and I know some of you guys are out there saying, M.I.B, Mego's bringing a lot of stuff out now. I mean, they got the tons of monsters, and there's talk of a superhero line coming out. There's talk of a new bandless body where it's all ball jointed. So Mego's on the ball. That's not what we're here to debate. That's not what we're here to discuss. That's fantastic. As a fan of Mego, a lifelong fan of Mego, I still have wants and needs, and I still have a wish list. Things I would like to see Mego do. Things I would like to see Mego create. And that's what this video is about. And we're staring at my Zyka Toys Buck Rogers. I would love, and we'll start right here. I would absolutely love, on my wish list, guys, this is my wish list, okay? I would absolutely love to see Mego create the Buck Rogers toy line again. You know, back in the late 1970s, Mego did have the Buck Rogers toy line. I would really love to see Mego bring Buck Rogers out again. If I could sit in a Mego board meeting with Marty and Dr. Mego and Joel and the rest of the creative team, I would love to see Mego create a Buck Rogers toy line again. And I know there's a lot of things that go into effect with that, trying to create a toy line. There's licensing issues, there's property issues, there's there's everything. There's tooling, there's parts, there's pieces. There's can we make it? Is it possible? There's the biggest thing is the demand. Is there a demand for a Buck Rogers action figure? I keep hearing people say, well, Buck Rogers it's a TV show from the 1970s, early 1980s. It's out of tune, out of touch with today's market. My argument to that, or my rebuttal to that, would be, we're talking about catering, because guys, I've given up catering to the younger demographic. I'm simply talking about catering to guys my age. So kids from the 1970s and maybe the early 1980s that grew up knowing about the show, watching the show, having the toys from the show, these are the things that I would like Mego to really take into consideration. Zyka Toys did a fantastic job on this Buck Rogers, and they created a Tiger Man as well. They never finished the toy line for a number of reasons, but they didn't finish the toy line. And I would love to see Mego, as my wish list, bring back Buck Rogers. Guys, your thoughts, your opinions. Would you like to see Buck Rogers? While we're on space and fantasy and science fiction, sci-fi, Mego, if you can't do Buck Rogers, give us a generic version of Buck Rogers. I mean, Mego has done this with the Monster line, with our first Face of the Screaming Werewolf and our first Green Frankenstein. They were able to get around licensing and property rights and issues, things of that nature, and deliver fantastic Mego monsters to us. We just wanted a Frankenstein. We just wanted a werewolf. And Mego delivered. If you can't get Buck Rogers, the licensing for Buck Rogers, can we have a 8-inch Buck Rogers version, a version of Buck Rogers, a generic version, if you will? You know, and that's really what I'm, because I would love to have Buck Rogers, but if we can't, because I know how this works, I get it, but there's nothing that states that we can't have a sci-fi space version of a Buck Rogers. More on a superhero level or whatever, but something that, definitely would feed a lot of Buck Rogers fans' thirst for this figure. I would love to see that. Guys, this is just my personal opinions. This is how I feel. We want you to comment underneath this video in the comment section on how you feel about something of that magnitude. We're looking at our Figures Toy Company Shazam. It's a little dusty. I don't want another Shazam 8-inch action figure. I'm fine with that. I know some people say that, hey, Mego, make the 8-inch version of Shazam. I'm fine with that. What I'm more focused on is the Kretzky card style packaging that this Shazam is in. Kretzky, I believe was Kmart, turned into Kmart. And this is back in the early 1970s that Mego sold a lot of these beautiful Mego figures on Kretzky cards. I would love to see a Kretzky card version brought back for Mego. It doesn't have to be a clamshell because once again, we're talking about cost. If I offer something from my wish list, I'm going to offer Mego an alternative situation that would be cost effective for them. There has to be an alternate. So I just don't want to randomly start making this wish list and it's not realistic to Mego standards. We still want to be able to keep the price down and all those things. Now, will that make the price go up because of the different shape and size of the card? I don't know. But what do you guys think? A Kretzky card for Mego. Mego created the Kretzky cards. I would love to see this turn full circle again and to see Mego figures, especially if Mego's bringing out the new superhero action figures. I would love to see the new superhero action figures on a Kretsky card from Mego. How cool would that be? You talking about nostalgic. I mean, that you're talking about nostalgic. You're talking about popularity. That would drive Mego collectors insane. They wouldn't be able to keep these figures. They're not going to be able to keep those superhero figures on the shelves anyway. But they really won't be able to keep them on the shelf if they sell them in a Kretsky Star card format. Just my thoughts. Now, here's one that could be a problem. A lot of us didn't have the original Mego Teen Titans, and this is a FTC Figures Toy Company version, reproduction version of Aqualad. I would love to see my wish list, guys. Remember, my wish list, and we want your wish list too in the comment section underneath this video. We want to be able to see and read everybody's Mego wish list for the upcoming new year of what you would like to see Mego provide. But I would like to see the Teen Titans, same size. I think they were a little smaller than the 8-inch action figures. I think they were 5 inches tall, 5 or 6 inches tall. But I would like to see Mego create Teen Titan action figures. My wish list. So we all can say we have Mego Teen Titan action figures. How cool would that be? I was too young in the 1970s to have a say in the purchasing of my Megos. My parents really bought what they thought I would really like by way of superheroes, Batman, Robin, Superman. I had some Chips figures. I had some Planet of the Apes. They did a fantastic job. Let me just go and say, but they didn't get too intricate with their shopping, and because the Teen Titan action figures, Mego action figures, were really scarce anyway. I don't think my parents would have saw them anyway and picked them up for me. But it's a thought. The cool gloves, everything. I just think that Mego doing it again would add validity to it. The nostalgic aspect. Once again, you're talking about Mego collectors around the world would go absolutely nuts. They would love to see Teen Titan Mego action figures on the toy store shelves again. How cool would that be? Just saying, guys. I'm just saying. Guys, we're looking at one of my favorite G.I. Joes in my entire G.I. Joe collection here at the museum. It's my Duke Electronic Battle Command action figure. He says over 1,000 battle commands and sounds. And you're saying M.I.B. What does G.I. Joe have to do with Mego? Quite simply put, I would like to see Mego make an 8-inch military action figure. It can, once again, it can be a generic version. He doesn't have to have any particular name. I would just like to see Mego create an 8-inch military action figure. Weapons, outfit, you name it. I know some people are going to say, well, we have Action Jackson. Yes and no. We do and we don't. We haven't seen much from Action Jackson since his release in Wave 1. So I would like to see Mego create another version, another military version of a G.I. Joe figure or any type of military, just generic version. Because I love G.I. Joe so much and I love the military so much. So it'll be a win-win for me. And I'm sure a Mego military figure would sell. He could be an adventurer. You know, it's something along those lines. It doesn't have to be Army, Navy, Marine, Air Force. He can be some type of a venture team guy, like the G.I. Joe's adventure team. Mego can kind of produce something off the beaten path like that. Guys, you want to talk dollars and cents? We can talk that too in the comment section and your thoughts on that. But it's just me hanging out here in the museum, relaxing and trying to put together a honest, a realistic Mego wish list. Think about it, guys. We're looking at a super awesome figure. This is Thoris. This is from Nemo Toys, J. Piscopo. This is from the mind of J. Piscopo. This is, parts are from Dr. Mego himself, from Dr. Mego's toy site where you can buy all the parts and pieces at. But Jay made a comic book of Thoris, and he wanted an action figure to go with that comic book. And you get Thoris. Quality Mego parts because they're from Dr. Mego. And nobody produces Mego-like parts better than Dr. Mego. Now you're saying M.I.B, that's great, that's fine, that's dandy. What does this have to do with your wish list? My wish list is quite simple. Well, it's simple for me. Might be difficult for Mego and Dr. Mego and J. Piscopo. I would like those guys to get together and produce this figure. This figure is somewhat of a pre-production type figure. Not too many were made by Jay. This was a brainchild of Jay's. I have a lot of pre-production figures from Jay's personal collection. This happens to be one of them. I would like to see this figure mass-produced by Mego. That's my wish list. That's what I would love to see. As a matter of fact, if I could get anything up here produced by Mego, I would love to see Mego mass produce the Thoris figure. Everything from his wings to his cowl, his outfit is fantastic. This would also, like I said, there's a lot that goes into it, so I get it, guys. I'm not naive to this. I understand that Mego would have to talk to J. Piscopo. Jay would have to probably agree to certain terms and conditions, you know, regarding the usage of the Thoris figure, the name, the logo, the likeness, you name it. I get all of that. This might be the most difficult or maybe unrealistic one up here, if you want to call this unrealistic. I've spoken to Jay in the past. I'm sure he's all for it. So Mego, if you're listening, Joel, Marty, Dr. Mego, if you're listening, I would love to see a Thoris figure mass-produced, 10,000 of them, for Mego collectors around the world. I guarantee you this figure would sell out. I know, because I'm going to probably buy about 100 of them myself. But for now, I'll settle for this pre-production, very rare figure from Jay's personal collection. Guys, that's my wish list. That's what I've had on tap for my wish list. What's your wish list? Christmas is around the corner. Let's start throwing some more fun and exciting ideas at Mego. Mego is fantastic for listening to their fan base, to their consumers. And it's so cool being able to have that connection with Mego. You know the routine, guys. God bless. And keep collecting.